Hey, ladies and gentlemen, good to be with you today. It's Holy Week, and we're looking at different incidences in the life of Jesus as he draws towards his earthly conclusion to his ministry just prior to his resurrection. And Jesus still continues his ministry, by the way, but his time on earth is soon to be closed. So we're looking at a number of incidents. I've chosen 5 of them. We did one yesterday where we looked at the upper room and the Last Supper, Jesus being the servants to all of his smelly-feeted disciples. And today I'd like to take you to, again, we're in John chapter 14 this time. And Jesus has told his disciples what is going to be happening. He told them that he would soon be departing this planet. He told them that he would soon be to die. And Jesus can see that there's a measure of something all the way between confusion, consternation, and huge concern in the disciples' eyes and their demeanor when Jesus said what he said. But Jesus comes with a beautiful line, and it's just one line that I want to leave with you today. He looks at his disciples in John chapter 14. He says, "Do not let your heart be troubled. Trust in God." The other day I was sitting looking at the news bulletin and seeing the perplexity of things that are going on around us in the world. All the wars and the rumors of wars and the insecurity of people. And I'm looking at the next generation of grandchildren and kids, and I'm thinking, I wonder what kind of world these young people are going to be growing up in, because right now it just looks terrible. It looks awful. And I don't want to leave them, knowing that they're going to be living in that world. And I can so identify with how the disciples must have felt that night. But I identify too with the fact that Jesus would say the same thing to you and me today if he were here physically. He would say, "Why are you so troubled? Why are you so concerned? Why are you so worried about the future? Why are you so uptight about things that may happen or may not happen? Why are you so upset about these things?" Now for the disciples, they were obviously concerned because this was Jesus who had told them that he was going to be away, and they were disappointed and disillusioned, and they had great hopes that he would be a great king on earth. And then when he told them he was going to die, their whole world fell apart. Well, I don't know who I'm talking to today. Maybe you could send this message to somebody you know who might be in a situation just like this. Is your world falling apart? Is there deep concern for things going on around you? Have you got people who are living with great grief and worry themselves sick over where their next meal is going to come from, or where they're going to find a job, or whatever? And I wish I had a simple answer, but I do have a simple answer. The answer is found the same thing that Jesus said. Do not. There's a command. Do not let your heart be troubled. Just trust in God. Now, anybody who was ever anybody in the scripture learned what it meant to trust God. Moses, to open the Red Sea, standing there with people behind him, the sea in front, and he says, "God, what am I going to do?" And God says, "Just trust me and I will make it work." He gets to the other side, he gets to the pool of Mara, and the water is bitter, and he says, "God, what must I do now?" And God said, "Moses, just trust me for that." We see Joshua wanting to cross the the Jordan River. And he gets there and the river's in flood, and he said, "God, what do I do now?" And God said, "Joshua, just trust me." We see David standing in front of a huge 9-foot giant, and David must have looked at the giant and says, "Well, what do I do now?" And God said to him, "David, just trust me." People, the message has not changed. As much as we have other perplexities in life and other concerns, the general rule is very specific. Do not worry. Do not let your heart be troubled. Just trust God. Now, I have to tell you, people, in my old age, as I get older, there's one thing you can do, according to my opinion, is trust God. He's got a perfect track record of being trusted. He may not give you everything that you want. You do know that. That would be naive and gullible for me to say that he will. But he can be trusted implicitly to fulfill his will and his purpose for your life. You can't trust anybody else. They're all going to let you down. Everybody on this earth is going to at some stage let you down, but there is one who will never let you down, who always has your perfect purpose and your plan in mind, and in the amazingness of 8 billion or 9 billion people that live on this planet, God is able to say to each one of them, do not let your heart be troubled. Don't look at the crisis out there. Look upon the Christ who loves you and is concerned for you. So at this particular time, when the nations are rising up against nations and the fulfillment of prophetic stuff is taking place all around us every day, we can't put a date to it, but we know that things are in the pipeline for something huge to happen. In the meanwhile, suck it up and trust God for His providence, for His protection, and whatever God would want to do. I promise you, you'll sleep very well at night if you do that, because God is all-powerful and He can do exactly what I've told you He can. The Bible is a perfect track record of a God who can be trusted. Go and read it, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. Have a great day, guys. Just go and trust God and tell people about it. See you soon. Bye-bye.